This is a third-part video titled, "He Gets a Notebook of Experience and Can Experience Anything He Writes." Please do watch the first and second part before continuing this video. The next day, Jong-suk takes the book of Wang family and goes to the gathering. He meets his friends in the restaurant. The people who can appraise the book were gathered here. They didn't know the identity of the book, so they were not sure what to expect. But as soon as the principal calls the name Wang Moon-young, they knew it was something special. Moon-young was the famous calligraphy writer. The handwriting of Moon-young was incredible. Any calligraphy fan can recognize it. The appraiser from the Korean National Museum arrives. He sees the book and gives his results. It was authentic. It was the first and original copy of Wang family. It was indeed a great fortune. But right now, they need to talk about money. The man tries to negotiate to get a cheap price. However, Jong-suk has already gained some negotiating skills from the notebook of experience. He sees through every statement and makes the appraiser give his best price. The appraiser says the book can be worth 200 million wons, that is, $200,000. The book would have been worth much more if it had an official seal or a stamp. But if he can sell it to Korean museum, they will buy it for 100 million won. The book is Chinese and only Chinese people can give it a fair value. Jong-suk needs only 20 million won, so he asks for a minute to reconsider. He thinks but he can't come to any conclusion. The granddaughter of Master Kim, So-hee, meets him and makes him realize the importance that the book gave him. He decides to sell the book to Korean museum. When he visits to the owner of bookstore, he tells him the price. But the owner says he didn't need any money. He already owns the whole building around the bookstore. He already had so much money that he can ever spend in his entire life. He did it for Jong-suk. He knew Jong-suk was a good person. He asks Jong-suk to take the money and consider this money as an investment in him. He wants Jong-suk to find his dream and succeed in his life. It was the first day of senior year for Jong-suk. He and his friend Young-woo were talking about the vacations. Young-woo gives him a letter. It was from Min-ji, the only best friend of Jong-suk. She went to Canada for further studies. She wrote she had came to visit him, but he was too busy with other people. She never had a chance to meet him. She confessed Jong-suk was her first love. She asks if he feels the same and says her goodbye. Jong-suk was not sure of love, but he knew she was more than a friend for him. It was a farewell for their school love. The restaurant owner, Master Kim, invites Jong-suk for a cooking show. Jong-suk takes his family on the shooting set. The show was a famous cooking show, Good Morning Korea, where they cooked best meals of Korean cuisine. There was not much to do for Jong-suk, so he asks if he can help by providing some firewood. He takes an axe and starts chopping the firewood. His strength was unparalleled to his body. A lot of young women gathered to see him chop the wood. Soo-hee asks if he is feeling sweaty and should remove his shirt. As he removed his shirt, everyone was surprised to see his perfect athletic body. The cameraman near him asks if he can take some shots for after production process. He allows it. The next day, Jong-suk had become an internet sensation. He was called a beast idol, a cook with a muscular body. He gains popularity in just 2 days. A manager of popular TV channel KBC invites him to a competitive show, The Cooking King, a show where new cooking masters and idols compete together for the first prize. As his parents allow it, Jong-suk accepts the invitation and goes to the competition. He meets Sunny from Saffron, a new bearing idol. He was worried for the competition, so he gains extra cooking skills from the notebook. He is given the list of all the competitors. All of them had achievements and awards for cooking, while Jong-suk had none of them. Many people think he was just considered as a good face for the show. Sunny encourages Jong-suk, saying he doesn't need to worry about what anyone says, and she believes in him. As the competition begins, Jong-suk realized who the judges were. He makes the food accordingly. As he had thought, the judges were their own parents. He made their favorite dish. The judges were not told which dish was made by their children to keep them away from being biased. But Jong-suk was against it. He made them to change the rule. He thinks that judging without knowing who made the dish would make them uncertain and insecure of their decision. What if they fail their own children? They were hesitating to eat the food. Jong-suk told them to eat the food of their own children and then judge the food. This made them carefree and make a true judgment. After the first round, Team C of Jong-suk and Team B of Hyo and Guk were finalists for the second round. All the parents praised Jong-suk for his food and also for his confidence. They asked him if he was making his career as a cook. But Jong-suk says cooking is just a hobby for him. Hearing this, Hyo and Guk was furious. He doesn't want to lose to a part-time cook. He challenges him for the second round. The theme was to make any popular food when someone is sick. Jong-suk asks Sunny what would she like. She says her mother made kimchi stew, a famous Korean dish, whenever she fell ill. Hyo and Guk makes porridge, a healthy food. When the results came up, it was a tie. They both gained same votes. It was now time for the finals. Jong-suk was worried if he can really win this contest. Hyo-in-guk was very good with his cooking skills. For the third and last round, everyone was tense. The anchor says the theme for last round is anything you like. They can make anything they like in 1 hour. Jong-suk looks at Hyo-in-guk, but he had already started preparing. Jong-suk can't think of anything. He looks at the judges and they were all tired with the day-long shooting. He knows he had got his answer. He just needs to cheer them up. For that, he needs to finish his food quickly before Hyo-in-guk. He makes rice balls with meat. As the time gets over, the judges taste the food from Jong-suk. But no one goes to Hyo-in-guk, just because they ate too much of the rice balls. They didn't even have enough space to eat any other dish. By mind games, Jong-suk wins the contest. After a while, Hyo-in-guk confronts Jong-suk as he won by a trick. But Jong-suk reminds him that cooking is not the only skill one can acquire. You need to have other skills to make yourself a winner. Just like a doctor who is also good with his brain and his motivational skills, he needs to give courage to his patients. That way he can become more successful than other doctors. Jong-suk used his skills and won the contest fair and square. Hyo-in-guk realizes his mistakes. But right now, Jong-suk was not satisfied with his own success. He goes home and thinks if this is what he wants to do in life, being a good cook. He gets a message from President's daughter, Young-ji. He meets her at park and shares his misery. He says he is going to quit his cooking. He has no aspirations for being a chef. Young-ji was worried for him. She knows Jong-suk's problem is his dream. She had called him to confess her feelings, but she thinks it was not the right time for her. She encouraged him and asks him to go on a trip. The next day, Jong-suk and his friend Young-woo goes on a trip to a beach. His friend was really looking for a hook, but the girls already knew it. While enjoying the scenery, a girl gets caught in the currents of the sea and shouts for help. Everyone started shouting, but no one wanted to dive in to save her. Jong-suk dives in and gets her out of the water. The girl was beautiful, but she was not breathing. Jong-suk uses his knowledge and tries to save her by giving her mouth-to-mouth oxygen. Everyone was stunned as he does it over and over again. She finally wakes up. She was saved. The lifeguards take her away. The people who saw him congratulate him for saving a life. The girls were trying to meet him, but his friend takes him away. He was cursing him for stealing his fortune. He was right. Jong-suk was preparing for dinner. His friend was still angry at him for being popular with girls. As they were arguing, the girls from earlier were being harassed by some college students. Jong-suk goes to save the girls. The boy tries to punch Jong-suk, but he stops it. This was the moment when he knew he fucked up. Jong-suk slams him and protects the girls. The second guy tried to kick him. Jong-suk uses his hand techniques and puts him down. As a side effect, in just 3 seconds, that guy actually shits his pants. Embarrassed, Jong-suk pours water on him. This was so embarrassing. Later, the two girls invite them for dinner. Again, Young-woo tried to become a hero but ends up burning the food. Still, Jong-suk saves the food and makes it even more delicious. In the end, Jong-suk becomes the hero even when he doesn't want to. The girls make them stay for the dinner. The girl who was saved by Jong-suk returns. She was sister of those two girls. Jong-suk was embarrassed to meet her again. Young-woo knew she was the one for Jong-suk. He tells them to go away for a while. They go for a walk and talk about each other. Just like that, she asks if he wanted to say something. Jong-suk puts in his courage and makes his confession. He says he likes her and wants to know if she feels the same. The girl was Jin Sumi. She replies by saying if she didn't like him, she would have never came for a walk. Jong-suk tries to be bold, but Sumi stops him and says it's too early. Jong-suk was embarrassed. They return to their rooms. Young-woo asks what happened, and Jong-suk replies with a wink. Young-woo was happy for him. Although she was 2 years senior from him, Jong-suk never cared about it. In the middle of the night, she texts him and says, let's go for a drink. They both grab a coffee and talk about meeting each other again. Time passed and it was dawn already. Jong-suk gets a quick kiss and leaves. He goes home and writes all his experience of first love, first kiss and everything. He gains more and more points. The next day, he goes to meet her at her college. Jin Sumi was in first year in Film and Arts College. In a cafeteria, when they were eating, a senior tries to eat from their plate. Jong-suk was angry, but he didn't want to cause any trouble. She introduces Jong-suk as her boyfriend, and the guy leaves. Jong-suk knew something was off. When they were returning, the same senior was drunk and was standing in front of them. She told Jong-suk that, few days ago, that senior confessed his love to her, but she refused to him. Jong-suk now understands everything. The senior threatens Jong-suk to leave Jin Sumi alone and find another girl for himself. Jong-suk protects Sumi saying, she is my girl. Jong Suk shows his skills and breaks the guy's arm and makes the guy promise to not do it again. Just like that, Jong Suk becomes her hero again. Jong Suk gets invited to the next gathering in the same restaurant. An old man bought a new painting. He wanted to show it to his calligraphy friends. But, looking at the painting, Jong Suk claims that the painting is fake. He even proves it by showing his ability to replicate it. The old man was scammed by the renowned dealer. They can't just barge in, so Jong Suk makes a plan to catch him red-handed. They went to his shop and checked every scroll. In around 63 scrolls, only 4 were genuine. When they tried to buy only genuine ones, the owner was hesitating to sell them. That's when they called the police. Hearing them, the owner tried to run away, but not on Jong Suk's watch. Jong Suk slams him, and police arrests the man. He was accused of 10 billion won scam. Jong Suk had experienced something greater this time. He writes all his experience in the notebook of experience and gains thousands of experience points. Let's now stop here for part 3. Part 4 will be updated soon and the link will be in the description. Join the fun. If you are someone who loves reading manhwa and animes, subscribe now and join us in our journey. Also, get notified for new manhwa updates and hidden gems. Thank you for watching this video and see you again.